Hello, good morning. Welcome to the news at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM, His 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are available on Love 99.5 FM, Facebook live stream, and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. Get radio, TV, and online content on myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS services. Coming up, President Akufo-Addo is confident Ghana will reach an IMF deal following progressive talks with Chinese authorities for debt cancellation.
With the cooperation we are receiving from members of the Paris Club and the People's Republic of China, we shall be able to go to the board of the fund to conclude finally the agreement by the end of March.
Ghana's laser fever case count increases to 14 with one death recorded so far. We have details as close monitoring of persons who have come into contact with those infected continues. Electoral Commission Chairperson Jane Mensah mounts strong defense for its proposed CI, which makes the Ghana card the sole identity document to register as a voter.
We do not intend to disenfranchise persons who qualify to vote. More especially, it will prevent unqualified persons from influencing our elections.
We have details of a contentious sitting in Parliament and in business.
A group of bilateral chambers of commerce challenges government to address current economic challenges and harassment of members by GRA officials. Details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, governing party's candidate Bola Tinubu declared the winner of Nigeria's presidential election.
Tinubu Bola Ahmed of the APC is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
4 years course will be 4 years course. No more strike. Your universities will have their autonomy.
These and many more coming your way in the next 10 minutes. My name is Elton Brobbey. Let's settle now for the details. President Akufo-Addo is confident Ghana will reach a final deal with the International Monetary Fund for a bailout at the end of this month following progressive talks with the Chinese authorities for debt cancellation. According to him, a meeting with the Chinese Exim Bank is progressing positively, giving indication the country could seal a deal with the Paris Club. He was addressing the annual ambassadors and high commissioners get-together at the Peduase Lodge last night.
Just as we managed to achieve a staff-level agreement with the fund in record time in December last year, whose terms we are systematically fulfilling, including the difficult but ultimately highly successful process of the domestic debt exchange program. I'm confident that with the cooperation we are receiving from members of the Paris Club and the People's Republic of China, which has sent a delegation from China's Exim Bank to Accra over the weekend to meet with officials of the Ministry of Finance, we shall be able to go to the board of the fund to conclude finally the agreement by the end of March. This will set the stage for the strong recovery of Ghana's economy.
And you heard President Akufo-Addo there. Ghana's laser fever count has increased to 14 with one death recorded so far. The Ghana Health Service says it is closely monitoring persons who have come into contact with those infected. Psychological support is also being offered for those currently receiving treatment. My colleague Joseph Akabale joins me with details. Joseph, first, what do we know about the new case?
And so the statement reads that following the institution of measures including contact tracing and testing, 12 additional cases who were close contacts have been confirmed. This brings to 14 the total number of confirmed cases for this outbreak. One death has so far been recorded and all 13 cases are alive and in stable condition and are being managed in designated health facilities. A total of 97 contacts have been identified and efforts are underway to identify more contacts.
And for those who are so unclear about the fever, what is the advice to minimize the risk of infection?
So health service says that 1, you have to avoid contact with rodents, that is mice, rats, etc. Ensure good environment, hygiene and institute measures such as storing grain and other foodstuff in rodent-proof containers, disposing of garbage far from home, maintaining clean households and keeping cats to prevent rodent infestation. And finally, avoid contact with blood and body fluids while caring for sick persons.
Thank you very much. Now let's go to Parliament now. And after months of persistent calls by the former Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu, Chairperson of the Electoral Commission Jane Mensah finally appeared before Parliament to brief MPs on the Commission's proposed constitutional instrument. The CI makes the Ghana card the sole identity document to enroll as a register. Jane Mensah mounted a spirited defense of the proposal, arguing it will rid Ghana's voters register of minors and non-citizens. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante has more.
Former minority leader Haruna Idrisu had always insisted that EC chairperson Jean Mensah appears before the House over this controversial CI. Madam Jean Mensah says this CI will help make Ghanaian election even more credible as she mounted a spirited defense of the proposals.
The CI before Parliament seeks to promote the continuous registration of voters and advocates for an all-year-round registration. We do not intend to disenfranchise persons who qualify to vote. More especially, it will prevent unqualified persons from influencing our election.
The NIE, the institution dealing with the production of the Ghana cards, which is at the center of this controversy, are also of the opinion that the Ghana card will make the election even more credible. Professor Kenatifa is executive secretary.
It will help eliminate the cost of periodic voter register compilation. It will eliminate concerns over voter fraud.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has also been assuring Parliament that the NIA will get the requisite financial support to undertake more registrations and to clear its debt with the banks, which has led to the seizure of some 3.5 million cards. MPs on both sides had questioned.
We need you to establish. We want technical evidence.
The Committee of the Whole will submit a report on this consultation to plenary session. Definitely, I'll be signing the report as the chair of this meeting.
Reporting for Joy News, Kweku Asante, Parliament House, Accra.
And we'll stay a little longer on election-related issues, this time to Nigeria, because 70-year-old veteran politician Bola Tinubu has been declared winner of Nigeria's presidential election. He obtained 36% of the votes cast to retain power for the governing All Progressive Congress. His main rival, Atiku Abubakar, pulled 29%, and Labour's party, Peter Obi, got 25%. Mr. Tinubu is promising to build a new Nigeria of prosperity. Listen.
Tinubu Bola Ahmed of the APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Thank you.
4 years course will be 4 years course. No more strike. Your universities will have their autonomy to be able to upgrade your campuses and be creative. No more selling of handouts. They must be authors. They must write and create for the nation. I know where it pains, and believe me, you will see the reward of your election.
And messages of congratulations is coming in. President Buhari has won. Joseph, what is the president saying?
The president said that the competition was good, but he goes on to say that the nation must move on. That part of the statement reads, after a degree of polarization that necessarily accompanies any election, it is now time to come together and act responsibly. I call on all candidates to remember the peace pledge they signed just days before the election. Do not undermine the credibility of INEC. Let us now move forward as one. The people have spoken.
Well, before we go, you may have been praying to God to do something new in your life, but it seems there's a lot of interference between you and God. However, there's a spot in Ghana where some Christians have said that God's hearing is the clearest. On the Ghana Man series, Kojo Jansen leads you on a trip through Atria Mountains in the Ashanti region, where you can trust that your prayers will be heard.
Nestled in the Mampong Ranges near Nsuta, the Atria Mountains are a magnet for prayerful Christians and church groups looking for a quiet spot for spiritual reflection and communion with God. The almost 2-hour drive from Kumasi towards Nsuta takes us through a rather scenic route of majestic mountains and beautiful overhanging shrubbery. It bears no resemblance to any other place in Ghana. Really quite breathtaking. It's worth a trip. You, the family, your friends. It's worth it to do the hike up this beautiful trail to the top of the mountain to see where it appears God's hearing is the clearest. Let's go. Okay. Tell me, this place, who discovered it?
Okay, Reverend Osesibi. One of the Methodist priests. He was one of the pastors at Efigasi. Efigasi diocese. So he was going to Mampong to do a program. Okay, on their way going, they get fought at the junction there. His car. Okay. where you came to come this time, Abayusia. So that time is actually.
The priest had a vision to look high up the mountains. So he trekked the mountains, and when he got to one particular spot, the entire scene changed to move.
At once, no turning to move color.
And Kwayu Ansen further report, we have more of such stories coming your way. And this month of March is our Ghana Month series, so stay tuned and have more of such. Well, that's it for the news at 6 here on Joy 99.7 FM. For more stories, log on to our website, myjoyonline.com. The Super Morning Show continues. My name is Elton Brobbey.